Good. Well, we hope you learned some things today. Who do we have over here? Finishing up. Your turn.
I'm Stephanie. I've been here about 14 months. I love coming and I love the after and I get pushed and even if the workout is awful, I know I made it through and there's just so much positivity. I just feel like I'm being pushed but also encouraged a lot.
Yeah. This is awesome. All right, and who do you have with you? Who's your guest?
This is my husband, Mark.
Thank you for coming today, Mark. Hope you enjoy it. All right, did I skip anyone? Your other half? Thank you for being here. Were you thinking about leaving once you opened the door?
I felt like I was walking into the middle of it.
No. We're just doing a little warm up here, waiting for everyone else to get here. All of you guys were early, so that's great. Where is Becky? She's right here. Oh, Becky! Becky, I think. All right, Becky, how long have you been here?
A year and a month.
A year and a month. And your favorite part?
Working out with friends.
Working out with friends. Okay. And if you guys have never seen Becky do toes to bar, it's quite impressive. She's like a gymnast on that bar getting her toes up. Who do we have here? Introduce yourself. How long have you been here? What's your favorite part?
My name is Myra. A year and a month.
Okay. Okay. And your favorite part?
Ooh,
I love it.
yes, I love to come to
We're good. We love having you. All right. Who just walked in? Your name? How long you've been here? Your favorite part?
What's the last part?
Your favorite part of being at Restoration?
Getting to know everybody in here and working out, and everybody pushes me really hard. What was the first one?
Your name?
Angel. And the second
How long
part,
have you been here?
coming up on 3 years.
Woo! You might win a prize today. That's awesome. That's great. Who do we have here with the wet curly hair? Okay.
Over 2 years.
Okay. And your favorite part?
The people are so nice. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Good. Did I skip anyone? I found you.
Oh.
Your name? Okay. Yeah. You can just get your guarantee to feel really great after you're done. We're not gonna let you quit and just work out. Okay. We have one last one entering the building. And I bet you didn't know you're gonna be put on the spot. That's great. Okay. We've been going around telling our names, how long we've been here, and our favorite part about Restoration. So we're gonna finish up with you and then we're gonna get started. So tell us your name.
Christina.
How long have you been here?
It's be a year next month.
And your favorite part about being here?
The people and just how workouts are different every day.
Nice. I love it. Okay. All right, guys. Well, okay, before we start, has everyone that came in late entered your name into the drawing?
Sorry about your late.
Don't worry about it.
Already did it.
You're saying if we need any more paper to enter, has everyone entered? We could possibly win a free lunch at Fresh Kitchen today. Okay, so you don't want to miss this drawing. Everyone? Entered. Okay. Okay, next thing, does everyone have a handout and a pen? You need a handout. Okay. You need more handouts?
I have some up here.
Okay, so Kayla, will you walk around and make sure everybody has a handout and a pen? Okay. So without further ado, we are super excited that you guys are here today. And it's so encouraging to see so many of you guys that are eager and hungry to learn new things and to become the best version of yourself. So, when Mandy and I, well, first, before we go on, does anyone see someone that you're like, oh, excuse me, who is that person?
No, we don't.
Okay, so you might have seen Leah in classes, but Leah has recently joined our staff as our third nutrition coach. Actually a registered dietitian, so she went to like 6 years of school, right, for this. Okay, it's what she studied in university, so she is an amazing gift to have here in the gym with us, to add to our staff and how we're able to serve you guys and new members that are going to come in the years ahead. So, welcome, Leah. And Mandy, Leah, and I are going to be leading today. So we're going to tag team through this workshop. But several months ago, when Mandy and I were talking about what we wanted to shop, one of the things that was coming to mind for me was how I had personally been in workouts before and how I've seen you before and listened to you and how you might be feeling like total poo in a workout and not good. Okay, and I have been there before myself where I am like, I just don't have it today. I don't have enough energy. This weight feels extra heavy. I've been there and I know that you guys have as well. And so our mission today is to equip you guys with tools so that you will leave here today and know exactly what you need to be doing or begin to start doing to feel better in your workouts. Because we don't want this to be the worst hour of your day. We want it to be the best hour of your day and for you to leave here feeling like, man, that was a good workout. And sometimes Matt will come home and he'll be like, I felt really good in that workout today. I'm like, good, you been eating enough? And he's like, yeah, I've been eating a lot of food, and he's like, I feel really good. And so that's what we want, because we don't want you guys putting in all this work and feeling like you're literally getting beat down. Yes, the workouts are hard, but it's going to feel doubly as hard if you are not fueling yourself properly. You're going to feel like crap in the workout and when you leave and all sorts of things. So that's the heart behind why we're doing this workshop today. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and begin. So I wanted to have this picture of this side mountain because to me, when you are starting the journey of getting in shape or joining, maybe you've been working out before, but you join a gym like this, kind of like Jose said, and he's like, this was like, I've been working out, but this is a whole different level of working out. It's kind of hard. It kind of feels like you're climbing a mountain, okay? Your muscles are having to learn new movements. You're having to gain that strength. Your lung capacity maybe isn't where it should be, so you feel like you're out of breath and you're breathing heavy. You might feel lightheaded. You're going through a journey, climbing uphill to get in shape. Well, it's a journey, okay? It's an up climb. But if your nutrition is not on point, guess what? That climb is going to feel doubly as hard. Okay, it is going to feel like, man, this is like not fun. Why am I in here? I do not like this. But on the contrary, when the nutrition comes in line, you're going to begin to feel like, oh, yeah, I'm feeling good. Like I don't feel so terrible in the workout, and I feel more energized, and I'm able to do more. So we want to help you overcome that and make this climb as easy as possible for you. And a huge part of that is going to be your nutrition. So you might have felt like this before in a workout. I hate my life. I'm dying. Like, why am I doing this? You're doubting your ever existence on this planet and why you joined this gym to begin with. So instead of feeling like that, we want you to feel like this girl. Okay, look at her. She's like, I can keep doing these. It looks like she's doing shoot-throughs on the parallel bars. Has anyone done those? Those are super hard, but look, she's like, I got this. I can do 100 more of these, no problem. So I want you to feel like this girl, or maybe like this man. Like, I love when Dad programs all this running and workouts. This is so easy. I'm feeling great. And listen, I've been there before where I'm like, that run felt hard, or I actually felt good in that run. Okay, so we want we go any further, this workout is for you if you have ever felt dizzy, nauseous, or lightheaded in a workout. Has anyone ever felt that way? Okay. If you've ever felt like you have just low energy, you're just like, ooh, like I don't have enough in the tank, and my energy is really low. If you feel like you have burning or tingling muscles that inhibit you from continuing, now your muscles are going to get fatigued in a workout. But if you're ever feeling like your muscles are real, like they're just burning, and it's making you literally have to put the weight down, and as you begin to tune into your body more, you're going to know what that feels like. That's a sign. Hey, something needs to happen a little bit differently with the nutrition. Okay. If you're needing to rest constantly, like feeling like I just got to sit down and take like 5 minutes off here, okay? This is not good. If you're feeling like your body is extremely heavy, like the weights are unusually heavy, like you need to take a 2-hour nap after you're done. I've felt like that before. Like I just go home and I'm like, I gotta like go to sleep. I am sleepy right now, okay? That's a sign something's going on with the nutrition. Or if you feel frustrated because you are in here kicking butt and taking names, you're not making the progress that you feel like you should be to this point, okay? Or you're not seeing the progress or feeling like this is getting easier, okay? That's a good sign that something is going on with our nutrition that we need to address. So before we go any further, we're going to have Mandy hit on some of our basic recommendations with your nutrition. So go for it.
Yeah, so if you've been around restoration at all, you've heard a lot of this, but some of the foundational things that we have to focus on first before we go any further are making sure that we're adding more whole foods in our diet. So these are things that either grow from the ground or have a mother. If you're shopping in the grocery store, it's going to be the outer perimeter of the grocery store. So we want to start there. That's the foundation. After that, we want to make sure that our balanced nutrition is there. So we want to make sure we have protein, carbohydrates, and healthy fats in all of our meals. And we want to limit the amount of added sugar we consume daily. There's a lot of craze around supplements and pre-workouts and everything else out there on the market. But for most people, if we're following these basic recommendations, we don't really need to add those things into our nutrition.
All right.
So our first step in all of this is that we want to know what are we eating consistently. Like we just talked about, it's about the basics. So it matters what we're eating consistently day in and day out. If you do nutrition coaching with us, you've heard about the plate method. This plate method is going to make sure that those meals are balanced. If you'll look at this plate we have here, our plate should be non-starchy carbohydrates in the form of vegetables. So any of your vegetables like cauliflower, broccoli, lettuce, carrots, asparagus, all those things. And then we want a quarter of our plate to be our starchy carbohydrates. That's going to be things like potatoes, sweet potatoes, all of our grains, our beans, and our fruit. They fall into the starchy carbohydrates. And then the last quarter of the plate is going to be our lean protein. So our chicken, our fish, our eggs, things of that nature. And then we want to use fats only as a garnishment. These are going to be our healthy fats. So avocados, oils, nuts, and seeds. When we eat this way, our body performs better.
Yeah.
Is there a vegetarian plate?
Yes, there is. Oh, Davina said no. So with a vegetarian plate, we like to say, like, even increase those vegetables a little bit more, increase those the starches a little bit more, and then you need to focus on starches and vegetables that are high in protein. Okay, so your nuts, some of your vegetables are going to have protein. Your beans, your grains. What? Tell me this: you're a vegan, right?
No, but
Vegetarian. What do you do to get protein in? How do you focus on it?
tofu, tempeh, quinoa, farro, lentils, tons of beans.
Yeah. So you're going to feel your best when you're focusing on getting enough protein and enough carbohydrates. And one of the things we're going to talk about as we go through this is learning how to listen to your body and trying different things and seeing how your body responds on your energy level. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But yeah, that's a great question, okay? If you are vegetarian, that's not meaning like I eat Lay's potato chips and Oreos, okay? It's you've still got to focus on the whole foods, but you want to be conscious. I would say the most thing you need to be conscious about is how to get plant-based sources of protein. Because that's something you can really undereat as a vegetarian. So you want to be conscious of getting those plant-based sources in. And that's something that if you were working with us on one-on-one coaching, we would go into details more on what that looks like for you.
Yeah, so another reminder, so there is no such thing as a magic pill when it comes to nutrition, but if it were, it would be your consistency in your daily nutrition, every single meal, all day long.
That's good. Okay, so Mandy has kind of hit on our first step, which is making sure that you're doing the basics well, day in and day out, okay? Because that is actually, your energy is coming from what you have stored in the past 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so it's not coming from what you ate really specifically right before your workout. You're getting energy from what you were doing a day and 2 days before. Okay, so like what she said, what you're doing consistently really matters. Okay, it really matters. I feel that in my own life in workouts before. I'm like, ooh, I feel so bad. Well, guess what? The day before, I only had one meal. I didn't eat enough food the day before. That's why I'm feeling so out of it. So before we go on, speaking of energy and having enough of it, we're going to do a little science lesson, okay? So I've got a little visual aid here, okay? So you guys are going to learn a little bit about how the human body works today. So it is Sunday afternoon, okay? And I am eating my meal. I'm having some chicken with some barbecue sauce on it. I'm having some sweet potatoes. I'm having some broccoli, some steamed broccoli, some water, all those sorts of things, okay? So as I am eating that, I'm getting carbohydrates from that meal. That sweet potato is a great source of carbohydrates, okay? You're gonna get a little carbs from the barbecue sauce as well because there's a little sugar in there. Get a little bit of carbs from the broccoli, not a ton. But in this little picture here, this represents our carbohydrates from the meal, okay? Those carbohydrates go into my bloodstream, okay? This is my bloodstream, this little glass dish right here, okay? So those carbohydrates are going in, my body is using them, figuring out how to use them properly, taking the nutrients from them, all of those sorts of things. So this is my bloodstream, okay? Then when my body has said, okay, we've used enough and we've got some extra here. Okay, this is what happens. Your body then takes those carbohydrates and it starts storing. Okay, do you know where it stores them? Noah, not you. Okay. Where they get stored? Does anyone know besides Noah? Where do they get stored? Yes, that's one place. And where else did they get stored?
Stomach.
No. No. They got stored in my muscle tissue. Okay. So when you've got those carbohydrates going throughout your bloodstream, one of the things it stores in the form of what's called glycogen. Okay, that's stored carbohydrates. It pulls that up into your muscles and into your liver. Okay, so we've got some stored glycogen here. That was Sunday afternoon. Well, guess what? Monday morning, and I'm going to eat a dinner. The same thing is going to happen. I'm going to eat dinner. Guess what? Monday morning, it's 5:30 a.m. and I'm going to come into the 5:30 a.m. class. I'm not going to eat anything before because I don't really like to eat anything at 5 a.m. For me personally, I don't like to do that. Okay, but I've been fueling well my whole life in general. I'm eating good food, okay? So I've got some glycogen in store, and guess what? I start working out. I start requiring my body to use energy, right? Okay? An old science lesson is you can't use energy if you don't have it. That energy has got to come from somewhere, okay? So I start saying, body, lift these weights, run, do burpees, all those sorts of things, and my body goes, we need some energy. we gotta have some carbohydrates to make energy. So this is what happens. My body is triggered to start releasing that glycogen into my bloodstream. And then my body knows how to take those stored carbohydrates and start creating energy for me. Okay? So if you are working out and you are not eating well consistently, like Andy said, you are not going to have enough stored fuel to get through these workouts, okay? And if you start requiring your body to need a lot of energy like you do in these workouts, and there's not enough in storage, then guess what? You're going to do what we call like hitting a wall. And you're going to feel like, ugh. And it's because it's like a car that ran out of fuel. It can't keep going. It's just done, okay? You've got to have that fuel, and the way that you get that is through your food, and your body loves to use carbohydrates, okay, to get that fuel fast for you and to convert it into energy. Does that make sense? Yes, okay. Now, we are going to go on, and Miss Leah is going to talk to us about what we need to eat before a workout, okay?
Okay. I'm a little nervous.
You're going to do great.
So, since we kind of established that the majority of the energy that we require to go through our day and into our workouts are from the nutrients that we derive from the foods that we eat the day before and even the day before that. And so why do we need a pre-workout snack? Why is that important? Okay. So when we eat a pre-workout snack, it starts to digest, gets into our bloodstream, but before it even goes into the storage units, it's readily available for you to use during your workout. So you're going to use that first rather than dip into your storage unit. Okay. So when should you have it? Usually about 1 hour before. You want things that are going to be easily digestible. Don't overthink it. Don't make it complicated. Okay. You're not going to want to go and cook yourself a big T-bone steak now. Right for a workout. That's not going to digest well. It's not going to sit well. You're going to feel awful during your workout. Something light, something simple. Okay. For 10 to 20 grams of protein and about 10 to 30 grams of carbohydrates. What does that look like? Something simple. Yogurt, banana, cottage cheese and a rice cake, a couple eggs and an apple, a smaller protein shake, and a couple of berries. Something very light. Okay. What are you eating after a workout? That's also very, very important. It's important to replenish our storage supplies. Okay. So for protein, you want to have that within usually about 1 hour after your workout. This is going to help rebuild and repair the muscles you just broke down during your workout, making us all stronger, which is our goal, right? You want to pair that also with a carb, just like you did for your pre-workout snack. This is going to replenish your glycogen storage supplies. Okay. You want to aim for about 25 to 30 grams of protein within that first hour and 10 to 30 grams of carbohydrates. Okay.
Depending on how hard your workout was. If it was something like the Murph and you were going for an hour hardcore, listen, you just used a lot of energy, so you might need to replenish that a little bit more post meal. And it is important to hit at least 25 to 30 grams. Okay, that's going to be a good chunk of protein that your body can use to begin replenishing that muscle and building it up and repairing it. All right. All right. Is that good?
Yeah.
You're good there. Okay.
Yeah. Some ideas of post-workout snacks would be a whey protein shake and an applesauce pouch, 4 ounces of chicken and an apple, the beef jerky, coconut water, a nut bar, and a protein shake. These are all simple. Again, don't make it complicated. It doesn't have to be expensive either. Okay. Whey protein is going to be your gold standard for building lean muscle tissue. Okay.
We sell a great brand right up there on the wall. All right, you good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Step 4 in our process that we want to be thinking about as we are thinking about how to fuel ourselves to feel our best is we need to talk about hydration. Okay, who in here feels like you are on top of the game with your hydration? Good, good, good. Okay, who in here is like, I know I need to work on that. I don't drink enough water. Okay. All right, good. So if that's you, I want you to listen up, okay? So when we are working out, did you know that if you are working out dehydrated, that this can result in a staggering 20% decrease in your performance during that physical activity? Okay, so let's break this down in practical terms. So say you're doing back squats that day. Okay, say you're able to back squat 80 pounds, okay? But you are dehydrated, guess what? That 20% decrease in your performance might look like you could have gotten 100 pounds on that back squat. You just couldn't, you didn't have what you needed on a hydration level to push harder, okay? It also could look like practically if we're out doing a lot of running, you are gonna slow down in your running if you're dehydrated. Okay, so we want to think about that. Now, when you're working out, obviously you're sweating, and here in the hot Florida sun, you are sweating, okay? So all the more when you're working out, you're losing fluid. We want to make sure that we're drinking before, during, and after our workouts to replenish that, okay? A couple of more things here is when you are dehydrated, this is putting a lot of stress on your organs. Okay, in general it is, but when you come in here and you're working out like really hard and you are not hydrated, think about it. Like your body is going, they're asking me to do all of this, but I don't have enough fluid in here to do it. And one of the things, this will put stress on your vital organs, okay? I have a friend of mine she's a young mom, but some unfortunate thing, she's actually going through congestive heart failure. Okay, and when I began, as she was going through that, I began reading about this a lot more. And one of the things that I read was that when we are dehydrated, it puts stress on our heart. And your heart has to start beating more because it's stressed out. Think about it, all the more when you are in here working out, okay, and you're dehydrated, and you're asking your body to do a lot of hard things that are out of the norm and you're not drinking enough, it's putting stress on your organs. And this woman is not here today. She might watch the replay, but one of our clients here at Restoration, she will self-admit, she's like, I do not drink water. Like, I drink half a bottle a day. I just don't think about it. I don't want it. And do you know what she has told me? And I used to be her coach in classes. She dealt with a racing heart rate. Okay, that was something that was really concerning her that she was having to go to her doctor for. And when I read over this, I texted her and I was like, look what I just read. Your racing heart rate could be you're trying to work out dehydrated. We got to get some fluid in there so it's not putting so much stress on your vital organs. Does that make sense? Okay, so you really want to make sure that you are staying hydrated. That's going to help this whole process, okay? When we're hydrated, it helps to move nutrients around our body so that we can get them more readily. And it also keeps our body temperature regulated. Okay, obviously, it's really hot outside. Staying hydrated is going to help us to cool down. So when you're thinking about hydration, obviously, pure, clean drinking water is best, but you do want to think about adding in some electrolytes to that. And we actually sell up here, we sell Element. You're getting sodium, potassium, and magnesium in that. It's sweetened with stevia. It's a great thing to add to your water, especially when you're drinking a lot, because you can dilute, if you're drinking a ton of water, you can dilute those electrolytes in your blood. So it's nice to have something that's a clean supplement other than Gatorade, okay? Let's all just agree, like we know too much now these days to think that like a red Gatorade is good. Let's pick something cleaner, with cleaner ingredients, but all that sugar and dyes, okay? Another way that you can get electrolytes is through coconut water, okay? That could also be a great thing to fuel yourself with before or after a workout, okay? I think that is all I have for this slide. Let's go to the next one. This one, speaking of hydration, Nancy is going to hit on alcohol.
So speaking of hydration, how important it is to stay hydrated. Let's talk about one of the factors that can significantly impact our performance. Alcohol. Alcohol can have a profound effect on our abilities across many, many activities. The research indicates its influence can linger for up to 3 days
creating a substantial window where our performance might decline. For anyone striving to excel in any sport and excel in these workouts, understanding those effects of alcohol is crucial. So let's look at some of the ways that alcohol can affect us. So for one, dehydration. We've talked a lot about hydration. Alcohol can lead to dehydration, can result in muscle cramps, tears in the muscles, and prolonged recovery time. It's already hard enough sometimes to recover from these workouts. You don't let me try and recover 5 days out instead of a day or two. It can cause impaired coordination. It can slow your reaction time, affect your hand-eye coordination. The last thing you want is trying to do some complex move with a barbell and be like, I don't know what I'm doing.
We're not saying y'all are coming in here drunk.
But we know it can have prolonged effects, so, yes. It also affects hormone levels. Alcohol lowers hormones that are essential for muscle development and growth in men and women. And it can cause problems with your sleep and attention. Drinking can disrupt your sleep quality and diminish our ability to focus. It also contains 7 calories per gram. So when you enjoy it in excess, these extra calories can add up quickly and can lead to weight gain and more body fat being stored. Last, it can have effects on the liver. So when alcohol is present, the liver deals with breaking down alcohol before anything else. So it affects how our body handles carbohydrates. Like we were talking about earlier, we store carbohydrates in the liver. Because of this slowdown, our muscle recovery and our growth can be stunted after exercise.
Great, good deal. So we know nobody in here probably is struggling with too much, but it's just something good to think about. Like, hey, let me tinker around with this. Let me reduce this in my life and see, am I feeling better and making strides like I want to. Let's do a recap, okay? So we're talking about how to feel your best and perform your best in your workout. So step number 1, we want to focus on eating a balanced diet of enough whole foods on a consistent basis. Okay, I was talking with one of my clients yesterday, and we've been working on increasing her food. Okay, she had been at a deficit. She was trying to shave off some fat, and right now we're increasing it. We're pulling her calories up. And one of the things she told me yesterday was, she said, I've been so surprised with how good I'm feeling in my workouts. She's like, I feel stronger than ever. I'm lifting heavier than ever. I'm feeling so good. And she's leaning out. As she is eating more food, she's getting leaner, okay? So we want to make sure you're eating enough, okay? And you're wondering how much is enough. Some specific coaching might come in there, but also go back to that plate method, eating that balanced diet, okay? So we want to make sure we're eating enough whole foods on a consistent basis. Number 2, making sure we hit that pre-workout snack about an hour before we work out with protein and carbs. Step number 3, we want to hit that post-workout snack within an hour after you leave the gym. If you are not doing that right now, you need to be doing that like this week, okay? You need to make sure you're getting protein and a healthy carbohydrate within an hour after you work out. And step number 4, we need to make sure we're staying hydrated, okay? You guys probably have heard this before, but if you are like terrible with your water right now, I want you to aim for 60 to 80 ounces a day. But if you're pretty good right now, and you're like, I can improve a little bit, take your body weight, cut it in half, and drink that many ounces of water a day, okay? And that's going to make a big impact. Yes?
See how many ounces of water we fit in one of those mason jars, right?
This is, great question. This is about 12 right here.
So
At the top.
start would be 4 of those a day.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. You could pair a serving of water, like a big cup of water, with every meal and snack. Habit stack. Pull those things together and make sure you're remembering to drink at your meals, okay? So, a couple of reminders. We already said this. There's no magic pill, but if there was one, it would be consistency. So be consistent with what you're doing, okay? And then number 2 is we really want you guys from this point forward to begin experimenting with some of this stuff and tuning in to how you're feeling in a workout. If you feel bad, we want you to ask yourself, what did I eat yesterday? Did I just eat like a Big Mac and some fries and a milkshake and then I had like peanut butter crackers for dinner? Like, if that's what you had, you are not gonna feel your best in these workouts, okay? So we want you guys to begin to listen to your body. And if you're feeling off, ask yourself, what did I have a few days ago? Wow, I've been drinking water. Okay, I need to get back to my water. And then test some things out that we're talking about and see, like, wow, I started doing that and I'm actually feeling better because we're going for improvement, correct? We want to improve what we're doing, okay? All right, so some of the benefits that you can look forward to when you're fueling well, okay? Here is what to expect, okay? You're going to require less rest. You are going to start using heavier weights, and your endurance is going to improve. I can guarantee it, okay? You're going to start accomplishing more in your workouts, because guess what? If you don't have to rest as long, and you can pick, 5-pound heavy weights, like you're accomplishing more while you're in here, okay? You're going to begin to see results for all the hard work that you're putting in much faster, okay? Next thing, you're going to feel accomplished and confident when you leave this gym, which we want you to feel that way. We want you to feel like, yes, that was great. I felt really good leaving that workout today. I was able to do a lot in there and I felt good doing it, okay? Next thing, recovery time is going to lessen and you will feel better around the clock. So I am currently 35 years old and I am starting to notice things. When I am not doing things the right way, my body starts telling me. And I know a lot of you are maybe even close to double my age, okay? So your leash is getting shorter, okay, in life the older that you get. And so you recovering well is important, okay? And part of that is, what are we eating? What are we eating after the workout? If we want that recovery time to lessen, we make sure we're eating enough. I was talking to a client this morning. Again, with her, we've been working on increasing her food and eating enough protein. She told me she's been working with me for 2 weeks. She said, this week I worked out, I did CrossFit 5 times this week. And she said, my body feels so much better. I can feel I'm way less sore. Because I've been hitting my protein goal every day. Okay, so you're dealing with a lot of soreness. Let's look at your protein. Okay, that's going to help to rebuild your muscles. Next thing, you are going to enjoy your workouts more. Okay, you're going to have more fun in here. It's not going to feel like such a chore. You're going to feel great. You're going to feel energized when you leave. Okay. All right, so we're going to pop it back to Leah, and she's going to talk to us about supplements.
All right, I just want to kind of go over the supplements. Some that tend to be popular, some that I recommend. We'll start with BCAA, which stands for branch chain amino acids. These are an essential amino acid, leucine, isoleucine, and valine. And what makes them essential is that our bodies do not produce these regularly. So we have to get them from the food. So it is essential that we get them from the food. Naturally, they're found in beef, chicken, dairy, eggs, but you'll see like a BCA supplement, like a GNC. So the research behind it shows that it does not affect your overall performance and strength during the workout. However, there are some benefits to show that it reduces like delayed onset muscle soreness. So recovery time can be short. Those are the benefits of it. Usually 5 to 20 grams is generally safe for BCAAs. Okay? Whey protein. You see the term isolate, that just means it's in its purest form. The fat and the carbohydrates have been removed. Again, that's your go-to for building and repairing your muscles. It is a fast-acting protein, meaning that it's going to absorb quicker and get into your muscles quicker. Benefit to it is most of them have BCAAs already added in there. So if you're taking a whey protein supplement, you most likely won't, or you're taking a whey protein supplement, you most likely won't need your BCAAs. Okay. Downfall tends to be a little bit more expensive than casein supplement. So casein is another milk protein. It still rebuilds and repairs your muscles just like whey does. Research shows that It does decrease your appetite, so you'll feel fuller longer. However, it's a slow digesting protein. It's gonna take longer to digest. Some people have upset stomach, can give them gas, bloating, abdominal pain. Those are the downfalls to it, okay? Omega-3s, one that I take on a day-to-day basis, because I know I'm not getting in my 2 to 3 servings of fatty fish a week, so I take this daily. Benefits of omega-3: reduces overall inflammation, reduces triglycerides in the blood, reduces blood pressure, reduces inflammation in your joints, in your muscles. There are a lot of benefits to omega-3s. Magnesium is another one that I highly recommend. Working in the healthcare industry, one of the lab tests that we often do with magnesium level, just to kind of establish everyone's baseline. I would say that 95% of those patients were magnesium deficient. There are different types of magnesium out there. There is magnesium citrate, magnesium oxide, and magnesium glycinate. I would recommend the magnesium glycinate because it absorbs better. Okay, your magnesium oxide and your citrate tend to not digest well. If you've ever taken it before, it's the cheap version, so you may be going to the bathroom a lot more. Those are the downfalls to that, but magnesium glycinate absorbs better. I take it personally for chronic migraines and headaches. I will tell you, since I have started taking it, I have not had a migraine in 6 months. And those, like, I was getting chronic migraines, probably 20 days out of the month. Okay? So not only does it help with that, but helps with constipation, helps with blood sugars, reduces triglycerides, tons of added benefits, and I can always, send you the type that I take. I just buy it off of Amazon. I'm not like an influencer. I don't make any money off of it. And it just says pure magnesium, and that's where I get it from. It's typically harder to find in like Walgreens or CVS. They usually have the cheaper versions of oxide and citrate. Okay. Soy protein, which is a great plant-based option if you're a vegan, vegetarian. A fast-acting protein, so just like whey, it's going to absorb quicker. There is research that shows that it may reduce the risk for men for prostate cancer. One of the downfalls is that it may not rebuild and repair your muscles as fast as whey and casein.
Right, so just a recap there, like it's been hammered home this whole hour that we've been together, is food first. Food first, okay? Eating a whole foods-based diet first, then going to supplements. But our food has so been messed with in the world today. A lot of times we're not getting, the soil has been so depleted, we're not getting the magnesium from our plants that people were getting 40 and 50 years ago. Okay, what's the question?
Oh, sorry, there's like 45 million different brands of supplements. Is there like like my toothpaste says, 88 compliant, whatever. Is there some kind of like stamp, something that tells us that it is a better version of supplements? Because if I go to Walgreens and I buy the cheaper one, is it the same as the one, generic ibuprofen tends to be the same as regular ibuprofen, so I don't know how that applies to supplements or not.
So I am no expert on this, and you ladies can weigh in as well, but I do know for a fact that the bioavailability of our supplements matters. And I don't want to misquote this, but I believe that there's like 1 or 2 or 3 companies in our country that own things. Okay, so we do want to make sure that we're getting quality. Now that might be something as a team that we can work on, even presenting to you guys with, hey, these are quality. I make sure the ones that I take, that like Leah said, she feels like she takes a good one. The ones that I take have been recommended to me by like legit holistic doctors that know their stuff. I take an omega-3 supplement that is from from pure sea fished salmon. Okay, it's not raised in a farm and got all the additives in it. Okay, I also take a really good, and I probably recommended it to some of you guys, of magnesium. Okay, that I take it every single night before I go to bed. So we do want to make sure, and that might be something as a team that we can work on. Maybe we create some type of database of recommendation, like, hey, this, these companies or this brand of is going to be, we have done our research and feel like it's trusted, but it does matter. I have heard of them doing research on this, and a lot of these supplements are coming, right? So my thing is I would probably not just go to CVS and be like, this says CVS brand of magnesium. I don't know. That's just my personal take on that,
Just know that supplements are not regulated by the FDA. Okay, so they can lie about what they're actually putting into their product. So when you're looking at the label, I would say if it has a list this long of ingredients and you don't understand it, you probably shouldn't be taking it. Okay, so the less ingredients, the better. If you look at the whey protein that Sis offers, just a short amount of ingredients. It tastes good, quality's good. It's the way. It's the way. Yeah. I mean, you don't need to go I took my son to GNC the other week because he's trying to put on some weight. He's trying to grow. He's trying to get into weightlifting. It's great. But I walk in there and the GNC rep, he's all, hey, what are you trying to do, man? Like, let's recommend this protein supplement. And it's got 80 grams of protein per scoop. And it's got 15 servings per container because you've got to use a bunch of scoops on it. And I'm like, oh, bud, you don't need this much, okay? Your body can only absorb so much protein. And normally that's about 30 grams per meal, 30 to 40, just kind of depending on your body. The rest will get stored as fat or energy, okay? So just kind of remember that and keep that in the back of your head when you're looking at supplements. Okay.
I already hit on this quality.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we're getting quality supplements. Ask us, okay? Please, the people that work behind the counter at GNC, they're just regurgitating their sales spiel. So come to one of us and ask us if you've got a question about, hey, you think this looks good? Ask us. We'll be able to give you our take on that. Okay. All right, Leah.
Pre-workout. Does anybody take pre-workout?
It scared my daughter and her friend. That's not a joke.
Pre-workout. If you feel like you need to have a pre-workout, you should probably be diving a little deeper into your why. Why do you feel like you need this pick-me-up? Most likely it's gut.
So if we're doing a 5:30 a.m. class, okay, I cannot eat, but I do need something before that. So I am taking pre-workout before that. And it seems it's the one here. Okay. And it seems to be working well. Then we're okay with that?
If that works for you,
Yes. All right.
then you're totally fine.
Let her explain her process. And we can dive
Yeah.
Perfect. So go through what you're doing.
So again, diving into really why you would need this pre-workout. Did you sleep well? Did you get 7 to 9 hours of sleep? Have you been eating consistently? Have you been eating whole foods consistently? The day before and even the day before that? Are we fueling our bodies? Are we hydrating? Really diving into why do you need to feel this way? And can we fix it naturally before we have to grab that synthetic drink? Pre-workout, if you've taken it before, you may feel like this itchy feeling that you can't get rid of. That's beta-alanine. Beta-alanine is also an essential amino acid. The research behind that is that it tries to prevent your body from feeling fatigue during your workout. So you can constantly go. As a dietitian and a nutritional coach, I don't typically like to recommend something that's going to manipulate your body naturally from going and feeling fatigue. Listen to your body. If you're feeling worn out and need to take a break, take a break. Let your body recover, build up its energy supply naturally, get back after it. And if you're eating and hydrating, feeling well before, after, into the day, you're not going to need that pre-workout. Okay, so really listen to your bodies.
So we're not saying you absolutely can never take it. Listen to your body. Maybe try it. If you're not capitalizing on the things we talked about, maybe try, let me give myself some time implementing this and see.
Right.
If that doesn't help me, like I am feeling better, but some people might like a little, everybody's different. I mean, okay, but if you are going to do it, you need to get something that is clean and do not get this crap, okay?
Right.
This is like popsicle cherry flavors, like, that's a different topic we discussed, okay? So lots of synthetic chemicals going in your body there that are not good. What was your question?
How do you feel about creatine?
Creatine, do you want to hit on that? You want to? Okay.
So creatine, I'm not against it. It's definitely more used for weightlifters, or we use our creatine phosphate system, which is our energy system, one of our energy systems, during our weightlifting sections of the workout. So when Noah says, we're going to do this for 15-minute cap, that's usually when we're using that system. What that does is produce more creatine or ATP to use to get more reps. So instead of it lasting 5 to 10 seconds, your reps can last, 10 to 15 seconds. Making you get those extra reps in. That's what that is. Downfall, it does cause some fluid retention, and that's because it's drawing the water into the muscles. But that, after you use it so long, that should typically kind of go away. So, not against it. There is research that shows it does benefit you if you're trying to bulk up and get bigger.
All right. Good deal. Okay, that's going to be a wrap on that portion of our workshop today. I just wanted to hit this. Has anyone heard the podcast yet? Yes. Awesome. We're releasing episodes every 2 weeks. So if you're plugged into this community, we want to encourage you to plug in here. But if you're not and you want some tips and some help and some encouragement along the way, make sure you're listening to the podcast. I'm going to be and I'm going to be covering lots of topics that people ask me questions about. Having different clients on that you'll get to hear their stories and encourage you, those sorts of things. So it's on all of our major platforms: iHeartRadio, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. Okay. So just as we wrap things up, as you've kind of gotten a taste today, a lot of you have been in nutrition coaching with us or are currently in nutrition coaching. But if you're not, and something today has sparked you, and you're like, I need someone to help me with some specific things, I want to let you guys know that we take a specific individualized approach with all of our clients. We're going to listen to you and help you create a plan for yourself that is specific to you. We're not just going to pass you out, do these things, go home, do them, have fun. No, we're going to work with you individually to help meet your goals, okay? We take a habit-based approach, we're taking an individualized approach, and the best thing is that you are getting that accountability. Okay, you're getting those guardrails checking out of you and making sure you're doing the things that you know you should be doing and that you want to be doing, okay? So that's one benefit there. And then we just got you guys have probably seen our wall up there. We got some amazing success stories up there and some more here, but these are just some of our clients we've been able to help. And these people are people that have worked on nutrition alongside with their fitness, okay? And we always say nutrition is like 80% of it. So if you're frustrated and you're like, I'm working so hard, and I'm not eating quite to what I want, there's a big chance that your nutrition has something to play with that. So come speak to us afterwards. If you'd like to set up a meeting, we can totally do that and get you started this week, okay? Last thing that we're going to cover before we finish is my next slide that's lagging behind is we're going to do some Q&As, okay? So does anyone have questions that you haven't asked so far about anything that we have covered today? Yes.
So between the whey and the casein, what would deter you from doing one or the other?
Yeah, great question. I would do whey. Whey tends to be easier to digest. Sometimes I've had clients that say, I can't do whey, it messes with me. And I say, well, why don't you try this little sample here? And even that happened to you, right, Leah?
Yeah.
What we sell here, because it doesn't have all this crap added to it, it tends to be easier on people's stomach. But if you try that and you're like, I just can't do that, then going to a plant-based form would be better. Typically what I say with the casein, I've had clients that add it in, you do need to experiment with it. When my husband uses it, which y'all know now, he is naturally thin, and like his biggest goal in life is to weigh 200 pounds. He's never weighed 200 pounds. Like he's just always working to weigh 200 pounds. Anyways, when he uses that consistently, which it takes me being like, babe, did you have your casein? Did you have your casein? You should go have your casein before bed. When I do that, when he does that for about a few weeks, I do see more definition. I can see like there's just, he fills out more. So typically what I say with casein is if you're naturally lean and it's harder for you to gain weight, that might be a good supplement to add in. It is like Leah said, it is more filling and it does cause digestive issues in people. But if you're someone you're naturally lean, it's harder for you to hit that daily protein intake. Having that like at night is like a good way to kind of boost up that protein. So, but definitely after a workout, you want to have something that's fast digesting, like whey, within that first hour. Okay. Next question. Yes.
What's the biggest change you think needs to be made for the postmenopausal woman?
Okay, well, tell me you're presenting like change from
Like in terms of everything that you said, like in terms of grams of protein, does it go down? Does it go up? Does it like
Protein is of utmost importance, especially as we get older, and women. And those requirements do actually increase as you age. We could get away with a little bit less protein when we're a little bit younger, when the hormone profile is different. But as that changes, hitting your protein goals and increasing that protein, if you want to continue to maintain and take muscle mass, the protein is of utmost importance.
Really watching the high processed foods that cause inflammation and as well. Really focusing on whole foods from dirt. Okay, it grows from the dirt. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay, we like potatoes.
Yeah.
We like sweet potatoes. We like vegetables. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions about anything that we covered today? All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for coming. Yes, we got to do our roll, okay? And then if you have any specific questions or want to set up maybe a consultation to learn a little bit more about nutrition coaching, please come to me after, and I can get you on my schedule for this week, and we can discuss what that would look like for you. So let's see. Let's see who is going to win Fresh Kitchen. My husband has my kids right now. We're actually going to go there for lunch, so maybe we can eat together. All right. Now let's see here. So I've got one in my hands. Okay. Mark. If my husband is there, he will win this. There you go, Mark. Here it is. He won. Mark is like, he wins all the time in raffles. So anyways, all right, guys. Well, that's all we have for y'all today. Thank you so much for coming. You guys are awesome, and we'll see you next week.
Did you get to see Brett?
Yeah,
That's all.